Today, I'm back at Lucky Home Samrong, the largest secondhand electronics store here in Bangkok. And today, they're having a 90% off sale. It looks like complete pandemonium. People are loading stuff up. Let's go inside and see what's available here. Guys, I haven't been here for 2 years, and today just happens to be the 90% off sale. So it's pure pandemonium in here. The place just opened 30 minutes ago, and as you can see, people are here loading up on electronics because everything is 90% off today only. Now, when I say 90% off today only, they have these sales regularly. You see, all of these items are imported from Japan every month, and they start at one price, and then they have discounts until they get rid of the inventory and new inventory comes in. Like I said, I haven't been here for 2 years. I'm super excited to see what's going on here today, especially with so many people here picking up these awesome bargains. So just to give you an example, these metronomes are 500 Thai baht, which brings them down at 90% off to 50 baht. Basically, you're looking at about $1.50 per unit. I mean, the prices are crazy. The place definitely looks a little cleaned out because of the sale, but oh my goodness, look at this person's pile. This is one pile that somebody has made. And if you look at the prices here, like this denim was 3,500, and now it's gonna be like 350 baht, which is maybe $10. So this person is basically paying about $10 to $12 per item here. I mean, I'm blown away. Look at this. We got a Sony equalizer here, or it looks like an amplifier. It was 7,500, so now basically it's 750, which is $20. We've got a Pioneer, what is this? Another amplifier that was 4,500 baht, which is now basically right around 450 baht, which is right around, what is that, about $16? Just crazy, crazy cheap prices here. Now, in the past, they had a lot of musical instruments here. I noticed this time they have very few, so they've obviously gotten away from it. But look, my biggest fan is still here. There are still a bunch of organs left over here. There's probably about a dozen or so different organs, but this is not what people really come here for. What they come for is this, all the different electronics. It's mostly audio equipment. And man, I am shocked how many people are here today. I had no idea they were doing their 90% off sale today, which means that when you come back here, they'll have all new inventory and they'll probably start at like full price and work their way down. But this is really cool because it's just so full of people. And they've actually put prices on almost everything this time, which they didn't before. And we'll have to take a look at more prices and I'll break them down for you. And right now, $1 is right around 32.4 Thai baht, just in case you want to do the conversion. All right, let's look at some more of these prices. We've got this whole Sony component receiver. It was 4,500 baht, which is right around $150. And now it's marked down to 450, which is right around $12, $13. Looks like this gentleman has himself a nice little pile. This is actually a really nice little boombox. It was 2,500, so now he's gonna pay about 250, which is about $8. Looks like he's got a little television here that he picked up. Nope, that looks like another little receiver. There's a equalizer. I'm not familiar with the Victor brand, but you know, for $10, which is what this works out to be, I don't think it can go wrong. You want miscellaneous wires, little speakers, cables, etc. Here's a whole section right here. I have no idea how much these movies are, but there's a bunch of DVDs here. These are, oh, we got Clerks. Cool. Okay, now these are mostly all going to be Japanese. Actually, they're all going to be from Japan. So you're going to have mostly encoded movies from Japan. Look, we even have 8 tracks over here. Wow, that's pretty cool. Even some like unopened 8 tracks. What else we got? We got some CDs, we got more DVDs. There's a ton of stuff here. Now, the one thing that I have to caution you about all of this stuff from Japan, mainly the electronics, is that Japan runs on 110 volts and Thailand is on 220. So if you don't use a step-down converter when you plug it into the wall, you will destroy this equipment because all of it is 110 volts. But you can buy a step-down converter very easily here. And there is a testing section that I will show you later because all of this stuff is sold as is, no returns. So you better go test it, make sure it works before you buy it, unless you just want a project or you need some parts. There is no air conditioning here at Lucky Home Samrong. There's some giant fans up there. As you can see, this gentleman here is fanning himself with a record. It is always ridiculously hot in here, so just prepare to sweat if you happen to come down here. All right, let's continue on and see what else we got here. We're still kind of in the components section. See if there's anything interesting. I mean, here was a single tape deck, 3,500, marked down to 350. A lot of this stuff seems to be marked down right around to the 350 range. So I'm guessing most of this is going to be right around $10 US or so. And like I said, the place just opened 30 minutes ago, and it obviously has already been picked through pretty good. A lot of people came here early because they knew about this sale. I just happened to look out to be making a video and came here on this day. Okay, this is still the most impressive stack I've seen here today, but let's continue on here, another row. A lot of component equipment here. Here's a Pioneer, another amplifier, 4,500. Take the 90% off, you end up with right around 450 baht. Wow. Ooh, what do we got over here? Is this like a mixer? This is a Sony digital multi-effects panel, 3,500, marked down to right around 350, so that's $10. I think that's a bargain. Yes, it's old, but it's still pretty cool. Man, it's just wall to wall of stuff here. Everything you can think of. We've got a 100 CD changer here, 5,550 baht, marked down to 550 baht, which is right around $17. More $10 components here. Here's Pioneer. Man, this is about 450 baht. Does it work? Who knows? It might not. I think a lot of these things are things that they could not sell in Japan, so they're brought here. So some people will say that some of this is, not of the best quality. Look, it's secondhand stuff. I think at these prices, you can't go wrong. A lot of the people here today are definitely resellers. This will end up at Patawikorn and other markets, but why not? It's a good place to shop, whether you're buying for yourself or for resale. Some nice older TIAC tape decks. There's an Orex tape deck. There's another amp, and down at the bottom, we've got a little console stereo. The items are separated by certain fashion. Like here we have all the receivers. Over here we have the turntables, and then there's some smaller speakers. There's a whole other section of speakers. We'll get there in a minute. I'm just trying to wade through all the people here and not get in their way as they're trying to buy things. Everybody's still making piles over here. Huge amount of things, electronics, speakers. And let's squeeze through these folks here. Okay, so here's like the testing station. If you want to test anything, you can go come over here. There is a power inverter, or I should say step down. It'll bring the 220 volts of Thailand down to the 100 volts, 110 volts that is needed for all of these Japanese electronics. So you can plug them in and you can test them like, this gentleman obviously just did. But make sure you do that because there is no refunds here. I just met this nice gentleman, Chow, and what he explained to me is that today, because of the discount, you cannot test anything. He actually said that you cannot test anything when the discounts are over 20%, and that they get new items here every 2 weeks, every 2-3 weeks. Every 2 or 3 weeks they get, and no testing 20% and above, 30% discount.
No, 20.
20.
77.
Oh, 70. Oh, Jet Set. Okay, so no testing over 70%. So at that point, you're kind of buying blind.
80, 90.
So 70, 80, 90, you cannot, but below that, you can test. He was very nice to explain this to me. Kapunaha. 1 million?
1 million.
Okay, so he thinks that this video can reach to 1 million. He's going to subscribe. It is Life with Serg. These guys were super nice, super helpful. And, let's take a look what else we got over here. Record players. Oh, these look pretty worn out. I'm not sure if any of these are really kind of worth buying unless you maybe need some parts because they look a little beat up. Definitely missed the opening of this mayhem here, but I had no idea this was happening. Maybe I'll have to come back and film it when they actually open on one of these big sale days to see how it's going. However, as you can see, people are still absolutely stacking up speakers and more audio components. I mean, pretty much anything that isn't bolted down, people are buying, because look, we're looking basically right around $10 each US. We still have two other sections to get to. One of them is where all the new stuff that's come in is being displayed, and this middle section is going to be all one price, I believe like 1,000 baht. I'm really curious to go take a look over there and show you guys as well. Okay, I'm totally nerding out because I love electronics, and there's just so much stuff to see here. Small shelf of bookshelf speakers. Yes, a shelf of bookshelf speakers. You got that right. Let's see what some of the prices are here. Pretty picked over, 2,500. So we're looking at 250 baht, which is right around $8 US. Wow, it's really gotten pretty picked over. And more stuff over here. This is so much fun. I mean, I did not expect it to be this wacky today. And I'm really excited that I came over here, and just look at all these speakers behind me. This is all 90% off in this zone. We're actually almost done with this zone. We're going to head over to the new zone, and we're going to save the one price zone for last. However, I do see something that I really like, and this is the boombox section. Also, not much stuff left over here. I don't see prices on them. Here's a little alarm clock, 1,000. So this is going to be 100 baht, which is $3 by Wintech, which is a brand I don't think anybody's really ever heard of. We've got a cool looking one here. It plays tape, CD. It's called Pairmate from PCA Sound. Definitely another kind of no-name brand. 2,500. Brings it down to 250 baht, which again is right around $8 US. These piles that some of the buyers have built are pretty immense. Look at all these speakers. This is all one huge pile that one person is going to buy. Giant amounts of equipment people are buying. At these prices, I don't blame them. Like I said, a lot of resellers here, and they're just loading up whatever they can at these prices. Even if it's not tested, they can take it to the market and they can get quite a bit more. Okay, let's go next door and let's take a look at the other place here. I believe it's going to be the new stuff, and then we'll go to the single price stuff. Okay, we're now walking up onto the 30% off section. These are apparently all the new arrivals, so it's going to be a much better quality. And I believe these items you will be able to test. Here is the testing station right here. A lot less people in here because these items are only 30% off. Now let's take a look and see what kind of stuff we got here. Look at this. We got some sound effects, Roland pedals, 5,000 baht at 30% off. We're basically looking at what, 3,500 baht, so about $100. Of course, the selection here is going to be better because these items have not been fully marked down. They're typically in better condition. There's a bigger variety of things in here. And of course, the prices are going to be higher, but you can test these items and see if they work before you buy them. I mean, just look at this sea of electronics. Man, this is like Candyland for someone like me. Almost too many things to show you here, but let's just walk around and take a look at some of the prices here in the 30% off section. Okay, here we've got a Tascam. This is a dual cassette deck, 4,500 baht. So with 30% off, again, you're looking right around 3,200 baht, something like that. So that's $100 right there. All the tape decks are here. We've got some other receivers. Kenwood here for 6,000 baht. And you're going to end up with right around 4,200 baht, which is right around $130. And it goes on and on and on. Like I said, look at this. All the way down there, there's got to be like, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 pieces of equipment here. Oh, here's something nice. Marantz. This is a very good brand. And this is a single tape deck, 5,000 Thai baht. Brings it down to 3,500, which is going to be around $120. I think that might be a good deal if it works. If you can find a Marantz receiver amplifier, that's going to be even better. I'm just in complete dismay at how much more stuff they have this time than when I was here 2 years ago. And that video has been my most popular video with almost 700,000 views. So let's see if we can get this video up above that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend. And let's continue on and let's see what else is here. Whenever LH Audio gets new stock from Japan, this is the room where it comes to. It starts off here, I believe, at full price, then it's 10, 20, 30. And once it gets to a certain area, I believe they move all of this to the other side and start marking down drastically. The new stuff comes in here, and every week or two, the cycle repeats itself. And if you're looking for record players, well, look at that. There is a whole row of nothing but record players. There has to be a couple hundred of them right there. We'll go look in a second. Record players, look, there's still one that's apparently new in the box. Not that old, obviously. Let's see what some of the prices are. Here's a Denon. It's $3,500. So we're looking about $2,500. So about $70, $80. Most of these look to be priced right around $2,500 to $3,500. So after the discount, you're looking at about $1,500 Thai baht, which is going to be around $50, $60, somewhere in there. The heat is getting to me, so my math might be a little bit off, but you can figure out yourself. As I mentioned, the Thai baht is currently at 32.4 to the US dollar. And one thing that I am noticing is that every single one of these is missing the stylus. That is the little needle apparatus part that you need to play music, and they have been removed. Typically, those can be a little expensive. This one's definitely broken. Let's see if all of them... Nope, this one, the linear one, still has its stylus, but it seems like most of the other ones, well, I guess not. Look, I'm not always right. Apparently, I'm wrong in this case, but I thought most of them were missing their styluses, and yes, they are. And oops. I'm breaking stuff. I guess you break it, you buy it. I better be careful. There's absolutely no way for me to show you even 5% of everything that's in here. You literally have to come here and take a look for yourself because there's just so many items all over the place. They've got CD players, digital audio tape players, amps, receivers, tuners, amplifiers, equalizers. Everything you can think of, you're going to find here. Okay, I saw something really cool I got to show you. Look at this, Betamax. What is the last time you saw a Sony Beta player, a Betamax machine? These are super hard to find. Even if this one doesn't work for the equivalent of about $70, $80, I think it might be worth someone picking up if you want to repair it and need a Beta machine. Rows and rows of speakers. There's, well, 2 giant rows of floor standing speakers, and then over there in the distance you can see there's little bookshelf speakers. Every brand that you can think of here. Like I said, we've got Sony, Club Sansui, Pioneer, not heard of Tokiwa. There's some no-name brands here, but there's quite a bit of Sony. Mostly going to be Japanese brands. Here we go, Denon, but they're missing the outsides. And you have to be careful because if any of this little foam surround here on the woofer mid-range speaker is broken, it's not going to work well, or if at all. So just be careful because the rubber can deteriorate and it's not worth buying. There's absolutely way too many things here for me to show you all of it. You have to just come down here. Of course, I'll put the Google Maps link to this location in the description below. If you're into this kind of stuff, guys, come check it out. It is just a fun time looking around, even if it's not going to be something you're going to buy. Made it to the other boombox section here, and let's see what they've got. More and more boomboxes. The prices on these seem to be about the same, about $2,500 to $3,500 each. So currently with 30% off, again, you're looking at about $50, $60, maybe $40 or $30, just depends on the price. Large selection, and the good news is you can test all of these at the front electronics center. The last thing in this section is the bookshelf speakers. There's quite a lot of them here. Again, hundreds and hundreds, maybe 1,000, hard to say. Prices, again, are all over the place. Here's an Onkyo pair, $2,500 with the discount. You're looking about $1,700, so around $40, somewhere around there. All sorts of different condition. Some of these are better than others. But again, you just have to come down here and look, test them out, and see if they work. Okay, that was fun. And now let's go to the last place here where I believe everything's a fixed price. Not sure what it is. Somebody told me it's 1,000 baht, which is right around $30. We'll go in here and we will find out. So the nice lady just told me that everything in here is 600 Thai baht, which works out to be right around, what is that, $18, $19? Let's take a look. They, of course, have a testing station, so you can come over here and test anything and plug it in. Oh, look, there's a PS2. I actually just recently bought one. 3,500 baht originally. That's pretty high. You can get them for half of that with games and controllers. So let's get away from the copyright music, and I'll show you some more of what we got. Every single thing in here is 600 baht a piece, whether it's a record player, a receiver, cassette player, or amplifier, or even the speakers. So bargain bin for sure. Okay, so some of the stuff is probably not worth purchasing. Like this thing is completely busted up, and I don't think this is worth buying at all. In my last video about this place, some people in the comments mentioned that most of the stuff in here is junk. Well, this is all secondhand, third-hand, whatever you want to call it, and it's already been imported from Japan. So yes, this is all in varying condition. You're unlikely to find anything absolutely pristine. But, you know, if you're looking for some of this stuff, this is one of the few places you'll find it, because this is the largest secondhand electronics store in Bangkok, and I'm sure in all of Thailand as well. The record players in here are better than the 90% off record players, but not as good as the ones in the other room where everything was 30% off. So this is kind of like the, I guess, the intermediate section. I'm not really sure how I would rate it, but it is what it is. Tons and tons more stuff. More electronics and speakers, etc. Did I mention that this place has a lot of electronics and speakers? I'm starting to repeat myself because, like I said, it's hotter in here than it is outside, but it's a lot of fun. And my goodness, the 90% off section looks like it's almost completely wiped out. By now, I'm sure you're getting a very good feel for the kind of quality, condition, and pricing they have on the items in here. Large variety, varying condition, prices everywhere from super cheap to ridiculously expensive for what it is, and, you know, everything in between. This place it really does have it all, including musical instruments and some other things all over the place. Make sure you come down here and check this place out. It's so hot in here. It's time for me to get some lunch. In the meantime, guys, why don't you check out some of my other videos? Please make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon in another episode.